This year, 32 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions. And then he followed it up with the Super Bowl victory over Patrick Mahomes. He was MVP. It wasn't Saquon. It wasn't AJ Brown. He was MVP. So to me, Jalen Hurts has now put himself top 5 in the NFL. I just trust him in big moments. I really do. So that's my top 6 quarterbacks. I don't know which way to arrange it because are we looking forward or what? But to me, I'm going to say Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Stafford, Hurts, and Lamar. And then everybody else after that is younger and unproven. The Jordan Loves, the Strouds, the Jaden Daniels, the Herberts. All of them have basically done nothing. I think that has to be your top 6 and then everybody else. So to me, I actually just trust Jalen Hurts in big moments now. And I also want to say this. I was very critical of Jalen Hurts. When he was at Alabama,
you were.
I was like, bro, this guy cannot throw down the field at all. He can't throw a pass 15 yards on the field. And he goes to Oklahoma. And he looks much better at Oklahoma. But it was just 1 year sample size. So I'm sitting there like, man, I don't know. Is that the Lincoln Riley system? And then he goes to Philadelphia and he gets better every time. So salute to Jalen Hurts because he's become resilient. He's only gotten better. He's put in hard work. And now I actually trust him in big moments. So it's kind of crazy how he's turned it around. So to me, that has to be everybody's top 6, whatever way you want to put it. And then everybody else, because everybody else is unproven at this point.
All right. Let me get some of that. All right. Top 5. Yes, he's top 5.
Whoa.
He's top 5. Matter of fact, he's 2.
Whoa.
He's 2. And to be honest with you, he's 2. He's 2 just because of the success. He's second to only Mahomes' success rate out of my top 5. If we're going by ability, no, he's not. He's not number 2.
Okay.
But we're going about the ultimate measurement is success, right? People don't care how talented you are if you can't use it to be successful. And he has components to be successful. The best thing that ever happened to him is leaving Alabama, if you ask me. He was able to show the world more of his abilities, and he should thank the Lord every day that he got drafted in the 2nd round instead of being an early 1st round pick and ended up with the Eagles, because that may have been the thing that saved his career. He was able to go in there and with low expectations and overachieve. So if I'm gonna give you a top 5, it'll be still Patrick Mahomes, but he's really hanging on by a thread just because of all his success. But he hadn't the last 2 years, his stats have not jumped off the page to prove that he's the Mahomes that he used to be. Then you go Jalen Hurts because of his success. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. Then I'm going Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and then Josh Allen. That's my order. And I go with Jalen Hurts. He has ability. He can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He has been successful. Like I said, he's navigated his way through the NFC twice and beat Mahomes head to head in the Super Bowl twice. He's outplayed him 2 times in the Super Bowl. He just didn't win the first one. Well, he won. He finally got that monkey off his back. And if he doesn't win another Super Bowl, he's a Super Bowl champ. He is a Super Bowl champ on his resume. And that's something these other guys that I named in my top 5, like Lamar, Josh Allen, and Burrow, can't say they done. So, I got him at 2.
Wow. Okay. Wow, man. I'm so lost right now. Okay, so first let me say congratulations to Jalen Hurts. What you've done in these 2 Super Bowls, phenomenal. Another thing I like about Jalen Hurts, he's cool, he's calm, he's collected. That's an attribute that you wish more kids had, where he doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low on
Yeah,
himself.
I love
And I
that.
really love the fact that he overcame all that adversity as far as being benched at Bama, going to Oklahoma, learning. And dog, I salute him for that because he has overcame so much. And I even said, I'll give Justin a shout out, man. MBS member, dog. He said on the draft night that Jalen Hurts will be the next Donovan McNabb, and he has exceeded Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
So kudos to Judge Justin, and I laughed on the draft show. I sat there and lost it. I'm like, who? Are you kidding me? Jalen Hurts is gonna be better or as good as Donovan McNabb? And boy, was I wrong. I was like a fool laughing that night. Now, I have to put things in perspective. As good as Jalen Hurts has been, and this is no knock to Jalen Hurts, he is not a top 5 quarterback. Now, resume, I understand what C's saying for sure. For sure. I'm not gonna argue as far as his resume. 2 Super Bowls. He's played great in both of them. Eli won 2 Super Bowls, beating the Patriots. I never thought Eli Manning was a top 5 quarterback. Never. In the whole time he was in the NFL, I never thought he was a top 5 quarterback. There's never been a time I said Eli Manning's a top 5 quarterback. That's just me.
But then,
Y'all may feel different.
it was a little more stacked, though.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just telling you what I think. I just think Jalen Hurts, and I understand what box office is saying about Lamar. But I don't think Lamar, even though I think the Ravens are talented, he don't have an A.J. Brown. I know you may say he has a Mark Andrews, but I would take A.J. Brown over Mark Andrews. And that's no disrespect to Mark Andrews. A.J. Brown is a monster.
In a heartbeat.
And then on top of that, you can make a case that he has the two, like as far as the 1 and 2, he has the best 1 and 2 in the league. I'm not saying you may like somebody else, but you may say Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. I'm okay with that. But you can make a case they are arguably the best wide receiving core in the league. He got Saquon Barkley in the backfield. I think Saquon Barkley is the best running back in football. You can make a case for somebody else, but he's still in the argument.
But Lamar's got Derrick Henry. I mean, it's not like he's got
I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I truly believe, to what box office said, Stafford plays on Sunday, the Eagles win. And I'm not trying to be funny what I'm about to say. Jared Goff plays, I think the Eagles win. I think there's a lot of guys that you can stick in there. Burrow plays for the Eagles, they win. Josh Allen plays for the Eagles, they win. Lamar Jackson plays for the Eagles, they win. I just don't think to myself and say to myself, if you take Jalen Hurts right now and ask yourself to start a franchise with him as your corner piece and say, is he truly better than the guys that you guys have mentioned? I don't think so. He is not better
so
than
let me
Joe
ask
Burrow.
you this. So I mentioned that I thought that was the top 6, whatever way you want to put him, and then everybody else. So is Jalen Hurts at least top 6?
No.
You can name 6 better quarterbacks than Jalen Hurts.
I'll tell you who I would take.
Who?
Moving forward, I would take Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert. That's probably that. C.J. Stroud.
I can't go Stroud, Daniels, or Herbert when they haven't done anything.
What about Jordan Love?
In his first year,
Jordan
Daniels
Love?
got to the NFC Championship game.
Okay, and that's great. But I'm just saying, like, it's 1 year sample size.
I get what you said. I'm saying if I'm starting a franchise, okay, like let's right now, the Saints are in shambles right now, right? They're in shambles. If you say X, if you can literally have any quarterback in the league to come to the Saints, I'm not taking Jalen Hurts over none of those guys.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I think you're looking at it differently. I'm
saying if you're the best player, I'm not talking about resume. If you're the best player, it's like a draft. If you're the best player, I want you to be my franchise quarterback. I don't think Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert. I don't.
No, here's how I look at it. You're looking at 5 years from now. I'm looking, if it's Super Bowl Sunday, this Sunday, and I could go in order of which quarterback I want starting for me. I would take right now Hurts over Daniels, Stroud, Herbert, Super Bowl Sunday.
I'm not mad at you. I think Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. I just don't think that
I just
it's
can't
kind of
put
like
Daniels
Detroit.
or Stroud or Herbert, bro. They
It's
haven't done anything yet.
okay, I hear you, but I'm saying Daniels just went to the NFC Championship game.
So what? Golf's been there multiple times. Like I don't.
Hey, I just told you golf can win that. I'm not that to me that's close. I just don't think
I think
you're
Hurts
looking
is
at it.
way better than
You're
Golf.
looking at it like this. You're looking at it. He won 2 Super Bowls. Guess what? That's some that Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. What does that mean?
Yeah,
Eli
but Trent
Manning won 2.
Dilfer. No. But Trent Dilfer didn't perform the way Hurts has performed in 2
Come on.
Super Bowls,
Okay,
bro.
Eli Manning.
I thought Eli.
Eli Manning's a top 5 quarterback when he was playing.
No, but it was much deeper then. It was much deeper then. There was
And when Eli won, was it not the defensive line that was really carrying that team?
yeah, but then the defensive line, you could look at it the opposite way. The defensive line didn't get Jalen Hurts a sack last Super Bowl, and he freaking had 4 touchdowns.
He had a good game. He did have a good game. Nick Foles had a great game too for the Eagles.
He did. But
That's what I'm saying. Nick Foles after a Super Bowl win, are we gonna put him top 5 because he has a Super Bowl?
No, man, but this is what I'm saying. You said, okay, if we put them other dudes on the Eagles, right? They don't play for the Eagles. They play for their team.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
That's what I'm saying. So
I'm asking you if we go to the field, we're drafting a guy for next year. Jalen Hurts, you taking Jalen Hurts second? Well, stop.
No, I'm saying, but you have to put when I'm saying the best quarterback, I have to put resume in there because I need to see what you're capable of. You've already proved that you're capable of winning the Super Bowl, and with a lot of talent. But
is Troy Aikman a top 5 quarterback?
No, he's not a top 5
quarterback. He has what? How many 3 rings? 3.
He's got 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 rings. He played with Michael Irvin, Evan Smith, and maybe arguably the greatest offensive line ever. That's what I'm trying to say. I swear, I know it comes across that I'm trying to knock Jalen Hurts down. I'm not. I'm just simply saying I don't think he's. No, I'm not even gonna say I don't think. Well, I guess I can say that. He's not better than Joe Burrow, bro. I don't have to see anything. I don't care what he did in the Super Bowl. He's not better. If you look at those 2 players, there's no way you're gonna tell me he's better than Joe Burrow.
I'm saying when they're different metrics. When you're putting everything, when you trying to decide who's the best, which is subjective, there are different metrics. And my metric is that when I have the ability, all of these guys in your top 5 have the ability to win a Super Bowl, correct?
Right.
Hurts did it though.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's a higher metric for me. When you get the thing accomplished that you have an ability to do, that's a higher metric to me than okay, I can run
and I agree with C here. Like it's not like Hurts is just coasting. Like he's balling.
He wasn't the reason why the Eagles won on Sunday. We're not doing that. He won MVP, but he's not the reason why they won that.
Hold on, man. My turn. Hold on. Wait a minute. So the question was, going into next season, is Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
Yes.
I'm not talking about resume. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about is he when we vote every year who's the best 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. I do not think Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I just don't see it. Just like we say for certain individuals, like you could insert certain quarterbacks in there, and the Eagles could get that job done also.
I'm not sure about that.
You got the wide receivers of the best 1-2 punch in the NFL. I mean, I would go with T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. I like that. But they got one of the best 1-2 punches of the wide receiving core with Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. You people are at this point where now they're saying that Saquon Barkley is the best running back in the NFL right now. So I just don't see it though. If I'm picking the best 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, I'm not talking about resume. I'm just talking about going into the season. I just do not have Jalen Hurts as a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, man.
Okay. Okay, let me stop you right there. You're saying the resume didn't matter, right? You're saying you're not talking resume.
I'm not talking about resume. I did not mention resume when I asked the question. I said going
Okay,
into the next
hold up. Let me clarify it because I'm the only one who said resume. So you must have been talking about me. So the reason why I say resume matters is because his resume going into next season is the defending Super Bowl champion. Will he be playing for the Eagles again next year?
Yep.
Yeah.
So he'll still have those same components around him that made him a Super Bowl champion, correct?
But they're the best team. It doesn't mean that they have the best
They're
quarterback.
the best team, right?
The best team.
Their best team. And he won a Super Bowl. That's on his resume, right? So chances are he had the same team. Will you say it again if he goes to another Super Bowl next year and he wins another Super Bowl? Now he has 2 Super Bowl wins. Now his resume still don't matter.
I'm still gonna say he's not the best quarterback.
It's not because of him though.
That's what I'm saying.
Is the Eagles doing it?
How is it not because of
Okay,
him?
then why is Eli Manning not the best quarterback of that time?
Hold on. This entire season, we've been saying Saquon Barkley been carrying this entire team. We never mentioned anything about Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts got to the Super Bowl without Saquon.
We mentioned this. We mentioned this. We mentioned Jalen Hurts
was there. Devontae Smith was there.
Yeah, we finally mentioned Jalen Hurts at now that the Super Bowl's over. Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls. Like X
Eli
said,
was in a different era, bro. There was Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. He beat
the GOAT at the end of the day. He beat Tom Brady twice. We never looked at Eli Manning as a top 5 quarterback going into the NFL.
Let me ask you this. All right. Okay, they didn't win because we can't say they won the game because of Hurts, right? We all will go with that. That would be the defensive line that spurred all of that, right? This man passed for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. He had
3 touchdowns overall.
Right.
Yeah, he did throw an interception.
He had multiple times he extended their drives with his legs.
Yep.
He did.
And so can we agree that he played a good game, right?
He did. Oh no, for sure. He did his part, for sure.
So we can't say he was carried by the defense, right? We can say that he did his part, right?
And like I said, if we're gonna say that, how about we go to a Super Bowl he did lose? He had 4 touchdowns. The defensive line, the same one y'all are talking about, did not have a single sack on Mahomes. The defense allowed, I think it was 38 points to Mahomes. He didn't have Saquon Barkley then, and he did. Like, if we're going to use that logic, like,
during that time they had a different front 7 though, and a different secondary.
It was a better front 7. It led the NFL in sacks. Like they didn't help Hurts out at all. In that
he had a good game. He had a good game in that first one for sure.
Yeah, a good game by a game managing quarterback. That was a good game.
That's why I'm saying that. Okay, we're talking next year. We're talking next year. I trust Jalen Hurts in a big game more than I trust
Lamar Jackson. But you can trust him. But does that make him better? That's all I'm saying.
Yes, it does.
No,
I wanna trust you in a big moment. I don't care how you do in the regular season.
Why don't you have Eli top 5?
I trust Eli in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. So why don't you have him high? You didn't trust Eli in the playoffs.
I said I did trust Eli.
Okay, so why don't you have him higher?
Because I just said it was a deeper quarterback class.
So
you're that good? Why don't you trust him over a guy like Drew Brees, who's melted in the postseason?
Well, because Brees won a Super Bowl. Lamar hasn't.
Let me give you some numbers. All right. Eli Manning in that first Super Bowl, he 19 of 34, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Were those some numbers that interest you?
That's a good performance.
That's what Jalen Hurts just had, basically.
Right. That's a good performance. Right. So what you're saying, you keep bringing up Eli, like Eli laid an egg in the Super Bowl. He didn't.
No, I'm saying Eli was never top 5, even though he had Too good. Even though he won 2 Super Bowls.
Well, because like I said, because the league was deeper at quarterback. We had Brady, we had Peyton, we had Big Ben, we had Rodgers, we had Breeze.
Aikman got 3 rings. Nobody puts Aikman as a top 5 quarterback. You can say he's not even top 10.
Because it was a deeper quarterback class.
Who was the quarterback class when Aikman was the player? When they were winning?
You telling me that Aikman,
Jim Kelly, Dan Marino,
John Elway, Steve Young, Montana.
But he won 3. Montana was pretty much almost done at the time.
Hold on. After they would win a Super Bowl, you telling me that next year he wouldn't have been a top 5 quarterback?
I don't think Troy Aikman's that good. I think Troy Aikman's a Hall of Fame quarterback that's not taking nothing away from him. I'm just saying, if you put the guys that he just named, the Jim Kellys of the world, the John Elways of the world, those guys win in Dallas just like Troy Aikman did. That's all I'm saying. That's not knocking Troy Aikman.
Every year after Troy Aikman won that Super Bowl, that following year he was the top 5 quarterback.
Not me.
Hold on, C.
I couldn't see 5 ones better than him.
Terry Bradshaw. Terry Bradshaw won 4. Was he top 5 quarterback?
Hold on.
I don't know about that. Was before my pay grade.
I just think we have to start valuing big moments in playoff games, bro. Lamar has had the number 1 seed twice, and he's choked it up and had awful performances. That's why I always say Josh Allen's better, because Josh Allen actually, even if he takes an L, he outperforms the other quarterback usually. Bruh, Jalen Hurts, same thing. He balls. He balls in these big moments. That matters, bruh.
But what I'm saying is, if you play on the best team, which
Lamar's
we did. We broke down. No, we broke down
number
the
1 seeds.
Okay, but I'm saying we broke down the teams going into the Super Bowl. We literally gave the Eagles a check at almost every point in that Super Bowl. I'm not saying you had the offensive line, but clearly the Eagles' offensive line is way better than the Chiefs' offensive line.
I agree, but I'm just saying, like, Lamar's had the teams, though. He's been number 1 seed in AFC.
Do you think Lamar Jackson had a team that was better than this Eagles team? Come on, bro.
I think Lamar Jackson has had better teams than that first Eagles team that lost in the Super Bowl, and Jalen Hurts balled out there.
That's fair.
All right. So just to end it off, man, just say yes or no for each of you guys. Is Jalen Hurts a top 5 quarterback next year?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No. I got no.